Hi everybody, it's Tatiana, and today I'm coming with my reading wrap-up for the month of January. I read a lot of graphic novels in the month of January, and that's actually not uncommon for me for the beginning of the year, but I wanted to get a lot of them done more so this January because February starts my hashtag reading blackout for 3 months, and for those of you who read comics, you know that comics come out a lot and frequently, and I enjoy reading quite a few of them. So the possible backlog that I would have to get into after only reading books by African American authors for 3 months as far as comics go could be like super deep. So I wanted to catch up on the graphic novels that I had in my personal library before I got into the reading blackout, and I am happy to say that I did that. So here we go with the wrap-up. One book that I read I do not have with me, and that is Born of Fury by Sherilyn Kenyon. I borrowed that from the library and had to return it, but I read that. I started it in December but finished it in January, so that was the first book that I finished in the month of January. And then I also read Into the Bright Unknown by Rae Carson. I thoroughly enjoyed this. This is the second trilogy that I have read by Rae Carson, and I finished 2 of her trilogies between December and January, and I am not tired of her writing. So that says a lot. That's 4 books by the same author, read over the course of 2 months, and I was not tired of her writing. So really enjoyed her, really enjoyed this trilogy. I want to say I enjoyed this trilogy more than the Girl of Fire and Thorns trilogy, even though I enjoyed that as well. But they're they have 2 completely different settings, 2 different purposes, I think, in what the points of the story are, or what you're supposed to get out of the story. But yeah, I really enjoyed this, and all of my graphic novels are out of order, so let me see if I can fix this quickly. Okay, I also read volumes 4, 5, and 6 of Giant Days, and these are by John Allison, Max Sarin, and Whitney Koger. And this is just a slice of life, very enjoyable, very readable graphic novel series. It makes me just enjoy reading a graphic novel. I really, really enjoy this story, and just following the lives of these now 6 characters. Really enjoy. I also read Monstrous Volume 2, which was very interesting. I enjoyed this, but it did not go the way I expected the story to go, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So that's a good thing. But it just gives you more of a look into this world and the races and species and factions that have been created, and trying to figure out who's on whose side to do what, and interlopers, and it's really, really enjoyable, and the art is still beautiful. I also read, a little piece of the cover came off, Lumberjanes Volume 6. This is Sink or Swim. Enjoyed it also. I liked all of them. I also read Injection, and this is Injection Volume 3. And this just went like way out of control. And it was awesome. This is I could recommend this for the BookTube SFF Awards, I think. This is a sci-fi graphic novel series that is just so good, and every volume just gives you more and more information about the people who are in the story, as well as this entity that they have created that they are getting hemmed up by, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I read 2 graphic novels that were new to me. The first was The Beauty by Jeremy Hahn, Jason Hurley, and John Rauch. Holy crap. I was totally surprised by this. I picked this up on a trip to the comic book store where I just really wanted to buy a comic, and none of the series that I had on my list had any new releases. So I was just really looking to buy a comic, and so I looked at this. I was like, okay, this is interesting, and I read the back. I was like, okay, I'll pick it up. And this is, if you don't know what it's about, it's an STD that it's called the beauty that makes everybody gorgeous, and then shit hits the fan, and then more shit hits the fan, and then I thoroughly enjoy. Like, I can't tell you much more about it because it would be spoilers, but I really, really enjoyed reading this, and I will be binging the next 4 volumes as soon as I buy them and they're delivered to my door. And then the other new to me comic that I read was Heathen. This is by Natasha Altarisi and Rachel Deering, and this is about a girl. The simplest way I could put it is this is about a girl who is searching for the Valkyrie. I'm going to leave it at that. It took a year and some change for my comic book store to get this, and once they got it, they emailed me to let me know they had it. And I don't know how long it's going to take for them to get volume 2, but my gosh, I cannot wait. I love this. This was a super duper enjoyable backlog of graphic novels, and I'm extremely happy with how the month turned out as far as playing catch up on those. And then the last book that I read in the month of January was The Queen of the Night by Alexander Chee. I started this, I want to say, the week before the 24 and 48 hour readathon, and I read the bulk of this during the 24 and 48 hour readathon. Like, if this is 560 something pages, I was on page 170 when the readathon started, and when the readathon finished, I was on page 523, something like that. So I got some major reading done, even though it was a slower read for me, but I'm surprised at how much I liked this, considering that it's like historical literary fiction. But part of the things that I really liked about it is it's set in the 1800s, and that it's also steeped in a lot of the tradition of opera back in the 1800s. And so, yeah, I enjoyed that part of it. I'm thinking I'm going to do a review of this. This book is heavy. But, yeah, so this was the last book that I read for the month of January. And I got a lot of books read in the month of January. Like, all of the graphic novels are over 100 pages. The Queen of the Night was over 500 pages, and Into the Bright Unknown was over 300 pages. So I got a lot of reading done in the month of January. Can't complain, and I'm excited about my reading in the month of February, which I've already started. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good weekend, whenever you see this video. Peace out.